Of the mass shooting in Las Vegas, many people are thinking about security at outdoor events, and that includes Austin City Limits, which is set to kick off this coming Friday. The event drew in 75,000 people a day over 2 weekends last year. Austin's mayor and police chief say this year's security is ready. But our Jason Wheeler spoke to a nationally known security expert today who says festival organizers should take action.
I hope that they are looking at their plan right now today and going through there and saying, how can we harden this target to make it as difficult as possible for someone to commit one of these attacks?
Because you've seen a lot of these large venues where lots of people are gathered, and do they often take into consideration these high points? It seems like security is usually covered around the perimeter and down in here, but maybe we're not thinking up here.
We do a good job, putting up the barricades, blocking the entrances and exits, things like that, controlling the people going in and out. But you're right, we don't often look up. And part of being situationally aware, you learn this if you're a police officer, you learn this especially if you're on a tactical team. You're looking not only all around you, you're looking above you, right?
You wrote about this a long time ago, didn't you?
I wrote about this, 20 years ago. Wow. And how you need to be prepared for situations like this. You've got to know everything that's going on around you. You've got to be looking. If you go into those events, everybody went in that main entrance. Show me where the other exits are. Show me how I can get out with my family. Show me where is the place. There are a lot of there's a lot of things here, Jason, that were on the grounds that are fixed objects that you could hide behind. That's perfect cover from those bullets. It also, when that crowd is coming around you, stand on the downward side of it. Let the crowd go around you. Keep your family close to you. Then you can exit when it's safe. Part of the escape model is assess. You constantly have to assess what you're doing and what's going on.
What you're telling us here, though, is that you cannot rely on authorities or organizers or anyone else, that going into something like this, obviously you're there to have a great time, but you also need to be thinking as soon as you walk in, where are the exits? Where could I go? What if something happened?
And it's an old saying in law enforcement, you have to be prepared, not paranoid. I'm not telling you not to go out to these events. I'm simply saying learn the model, right? Learn the 6 steps that you can use to survive. Practice it, train, talk with your children about it, talk with your family, even having a reunion site. If we get separated, we're going to meet over on the corner of that building right there at that little cafe. So if we get separated and anything happens, that's where we're going to meet. Little things that you can do. If you take 5 minutes out to visit with your friends or family, you're going to be better prepared if one of these incidents should happen.
So always great to be behind a big barrier like this when something starts to go wrong. Also, if there are tents set up, which there were, you can go under one of those, because then you're no longer visible to the gunman. And then finally, we've heard this a lot with, if you're being chased by bees, for instance, to run in that zigzag pattern. You recommend that in a case like this, if you're able to run away.
If you find yourself in that open area where you've got nowhere else to go to, get low as low as you can, run in a zigzag pattern until you can find cover or find concealment. I noticed on the video this morning, the VIP tent was almost empty. That was a huge tent right close to the stage. That would have got people out of the shooter's line of sight.
And you can hear much more of Jason's interview on our website. Plus, see images from Las Vegas and get the latest updates from police. It's all inside WFAA.com.